Jetty versus Webby, my dudes. Oh, things getting spicy, boys. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and come out and say it. I think Cooper Webb is winning this 2024 Supercross Championship. I know a lot of people probably don't think that way. Certainly not like 2 or 3 rounds ago, but, you know, look how quick things can change, you know what I'm saying? I just think Webb's only going to get better the further along in the season that you go. And it does kind of look like, I'm not going to say that Jett Lawrence has choked it at this point, but damn, man, with the points lead that he had, like a 20-point lead like 2 or 3 rounds ago. So for him to already be tied in the points here, you know, we have seen some of that up and down with Jett Lawrence this year. Definitely let me know down in the comments how you guys think it's going to go. We got 4 more rounds. Obviously, in this last round at Foxborough, that's where it really started to seem more like you're going to have this Jett Lawrence versus Cooper Webb battle for the championship. Sexton's like 15 points back. Everybody else and their grandmother's like 69 points back. So, I mean, it's like, yeah, Sexton might win if it goes like it did last year where Tomac ruptured his Achilles and then Webb got ran over by Cianciarulo, but I doubt that Chase Sexton's going to get that lucky again. But anything can happen, bro. You know, we make too many, like, early predictions when it comes to professional Supercross specifically, like with 250 guys, and I'm just as guilty of it. I mean, we all do it, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like a lot of us forget about that element of, like, there's just so many different things that can happen in Supercross. I mean, you could have never have predicted the red cross flag thing with Jett Lawrence and then Barcia running into him like he did, and then it's kind of spun Jett on a bit of a weird mojo here where he's not exactly the same as he was. You know, then he comes out here and he didn't even wreck off the start at Foxborough 450 main event. He just got a bad start. You know, didn't even hit the ground. You know what I'm saying? But he was back there like, what, like 12th or some shit, having to work his way up. And here's the whole thing about when you talk about these guys getting a bad start and how far can they work their way through the pack. I think that all comes down to, like, it's all track specific. You know, it's all in how tight the track is. And I think this Foxborough track, I know it was the same way on MX Simulator's Foxborough, because I came from the very back in the 450 Pro RF main event on MX Simulator. Came literally from dead last all the way up to 6th. And it was really hard to pass on. I mean, every kind of corner, it's almost like you had to... It was hard to make a pass without taking both of you out. So all you could really do is wait until they made a mistake. And that's exactly what it looked like it was in the real-life Foxborough race. I think that's why you saw such a struggle for Jett to come up from the back like that. But I think that's what it is. It's all track dependent. You know, certain tracks you have to get that start. Certain tracks you don't necessarily have to get that start. So I think that's kind of what you saw there. Webb definitely seemed like he was getting a little bit of arm pump, you know, a little bit of the finest wood in, what is it, North Carolina or some shit? He's definitely on a little bit of that vibe out there, you know. Sexton almost caught him at the end, but, you know, Webb does look good on this Yamaha. I mean, we can't play and pretend. It's kind of funny I'm running the Webb on the Yamaha on the very first Supercross game from 2017 or 2018 or some shit, but this is going all the way back to when Webb was on the original 450 Yamaha, right? But the Star Yamaha is on another level. We've seen the result of that. Tomac looked good as shit in his heat race. I'm not sure what the hell happened in that main event, but Tomac and Jett Lawrence were there in the back kind of battling for like 8th place, kind of nutty. But yeah, so it's about to get interesting, boys. Get your Lipton out, sip your Lipton, get your popcorn out, you know what I'm saying? this 450 championship is getting definitely to that point where you want to be watching, you know what I'm saying? And like I say, I think Cooper Webb's only getting better. I think this is all just playing into Webb's favor. He's been here multiple times before. It's more so on the, can Jett Lawrence handle like the pressure of trying to win this first Supercross championship when he was really expected to be the one to do it? You know, especially just a few rounds ago, tons of people been talking about Jett's gonna go win the next 69 championships, bro, right? People been talking crazy talk, right? So it's kind of like Webb's actually a bit of the, I don't know if you want to call it underdog in a sense, but it's more so on Jett to not fuck it up, whereas Webb is just kind of out there grinning and, you know, grinning like a pig eating shit, you know what I'm saying? It ain't really, I don't feel like the pressure's really on Webb in any kind of a way. It's more so, okay, Jett, what are you going to do, bro? You just basically blew like a 25-point lead. All you had to do was cruise it to the end of the championship, and you had this thing. And now here we are, points tied. When it starts to count, when it starts to matter, right? So, yeah, I think that's more so what it is. And I don't necessarily know if Jett is going to be able to handle that. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, in the outdoor championship last year, like, Jett Lawrence really didn't have any of that championship type, like somebody was close to him in points in the championship kind of pressure. It was more so pressure of having a perfect outdoor season more so than it was pressure to just get the outdoor championship. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different here now where it's like, hey, you got, and of all the guys that could be right there on Jett in points, it's the dog, boy. It's the guy that you know is going to be there late race. You know Webb, if he's got any chance of doing it, and you know that didn't sit well with Webb last year, losing the championship like he lost it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I feel like there is a lot of stuff on the line here for Webb. Just now getting back on the Star Yamaha. He was the fastest qualifier at Foxborough. That, like, never happens. I'm thinking it's more so, like, Jett's going to have to get his ass in gear, and Webb's basically just doing exactly what he needs to be doing at this point. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it, but I'm leaning more towards Webb. I mean, I don't think it's like a crazy more chance of Webb winning the title, but I just got a feeling, bro. I just got a feeling, bro. You know, T-Sipper predictor, brother. I tell you what, brother. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we pretty much directly predicted exactly what Tomac was going to do this year so far. So we were right on. I've been right on the money with Tomac for like the past 6 or 9 years in this shit, predictions wise. If you really been keeping up with my channel, you know Spency Boy been on the money with that shit, boy. But yeah, I just think Cooper Webb's gonna keep getting better. He could go out there and get a shitty start and like have one of those weird like 7th place finishes or something, but I just don't see it happening at this point, just because Webb knows what's on the line. He knows he's fast enough. He's getting better starts. He's figuring out stuff on that bike. He's had more time on the bike, you know. So I think it just all comes down to more of the difference maker is going to be like, now that kind of the pressure's on Jett, what does he do with that? You know what I mean? And I do not think this is just a, oh man, Jett's gonna go win the next 25 Supercross championships, bro. Nobody's got nothing for Jett Lawrence, bro. Jett Lawrence is so good, bro. He's gonna win every championship, bro. He's gonna go perfect in every championship, bro. Like, shut the fuck up. No. Jett's awesome, but he is not that. Y'all boys need to settle the fuck down. He is not that. Not right now, anyways. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, really cool, perfect outdoor season. But now, even though most of his competition has had some weird shit going on, like last year, Tomac, for instance, he's not even the same Tomac, first year back from injury, but some of these other guys are right there in the thick of it. even though they've went to new teams and they're trying to kind of learn. Webb's a little bit different because he's going back to a Yamaha and definitely back to Star Yamaha. He's already familiar with that. But like Sexton, for instance, I guarantee you, he would be right up there in points with Jett Lawrence right now if he was still on that Honda. I'm about willing to guarantee you, bro. It's really not like Jett Lawrence is just in a whole nother stratosphere in itself when it comes to championships. I'll agree with you. Jett's got another level of like smoothness, and it seems like he's in one higher of a gear than everybody else out there. And I saw that in person, you know. He was jumping a big double out of a corner, and it like didn't even sound like he was revving the bike, and everybody else was brrr, you know, on the 450 wide open. Look, I understand all that, but championship wise, I feel like it's a even playing comparison when you talk about anybody like a Webb, Sexton, Jett Lawrence. If Tomac can get a little healthier, it would be the same for him. You know, there's a handful of guys out there that I think are basically same chance of winning a championship right now. And on top of that, you know, Sexton and Webb are still, I still think they got a few years left in them. So it's not going to be no cakewalk. Y'all boys are goofy as hell thinking that kind of shit. It's just hilarious to me. It's like, just because Jett's going out there and got a perfect outdoor season when Webb wasn't even there the whole time, Sexton missed a bunch of rounds, Tomac wasn't even out there, like, settle the fuck down. And then lo and behold, we get to the next Supercross season, and it ain't like Jett Lawrence is just blowing them out of the water. It is not like that. Jett's not even close to would have had a perfect Supercross season this year. It's not even like close. And like I say, that's with Webb, like, trying to get back on a different bike. That's with Sexton on a whole different bike. That's with Tomac fresh off the injury. Like, dogs. Y'all are going to have to settle down with that shit. But anyways, as far as Webb versus Jett, I'm going to have to ride with the dog on this one, boys. I'm going to have to ride with the dog on this one, boys. I think experience is going to pay off here. I think late race, late championship, Webb is known for that shit.